24 SYC Texas, presented by Platinum Ford, title sponsor of the SYC Texas. The SYC Texas, presented by Storm Bowling, brought to you by Cool Wick, official apparel merchandiser of the Storm Youth Championships, by PBA Junior, the PBA Youth Club for bowlers under the age of 18, and by KEGEL, built for bowling. By Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Footwear, Master Accessories, Ballard's Bowling Academy, by Pinwheel.us, Customer Relationship Management, by T&D Transportation, and by Quality Respite and Home Care. All scoring is provided by Bowlmetrics, official tournament management system of the Storm Youth Championships. This year, all SYC events and tournaments are aligned with charities, Ballard versus the Big C, and Make-A-Wish Utah. Now, live from Cityview Lanes in Fort Worth, Texas, it's the 2024 SYC Texas.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the SYC Texas edition. It is myself, Gary. I'm here with our regional manager, Mr. Brett Cooper, right here, and none other than Harry, the cow from Texas.
What's up, Harry?
What's up, Harry? Give us the lowdown. What do you got, Harry? What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on, Harry?
All right. It is going to be 5 more games. Coop, we're watching some practice right now, and it is the Long Oil Pattern.
Yeah.
Which, I don't have the sheet. Do you have the sheet?
I don't have the sheet.
I think I have it in my backpack. I'll get it out. I think it's 45 feet. I think it's 72 feet. I think it's 104 feet long, the pattern. I know the kids were hitting their bowling balls with a lot of surface. Thanks for joining us on this Sunday morning. And if you see one of your favorite bowlers during the day, go ahead and share the feed so that other people can take in the live bowl in action. We're going to start with a message from our title sponsor, Platinum Ford, and our apparel manufacturer partner, Cool Wick. And then we'll be back for some live action.
Texas is proud to welcome title sponsor Platinum Ford, where right now you can test drive any new Ford truck, SUV, or car, and you'll get a free bowling ball. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Platinum Ford, proud supporter of the North Texas USBC and title sponsor for the SYC Texas. The Storm Youth Championships are proud to welcome Cool Wick as the official apparel merchandiser for all SYC events this year. Full custom, semi-custom, or just to be cool. Cool Wick captures the spirit of the SYC. Cool Wick, the official apparel merchandiser for the SYC.
All right, Coop. Leanne's making some final announcements. We're getting ready for the action of round 3, ball 1. Coop, predictions on what you're going to see today. Scores higher, lower, or the same as yesterday. What do you think?
Well, we just talked a minute ago, but I think, man, I'm kind of agree. They looked tough yesterday, so probably today they're going to be a little tougher. Long pattern. We'll see what happens.
Yep. Here goes Josh Weems from the Chicagoland area.
Yeah.
Dead flush strike.
We say that was 800 grit?
Yeah, 801.
801.
It's like a global fine reserve bowling ball.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the 802 on it.
A little surface.
It did bring into play the question that we were chatting about in the pregame, which was before you've thrown a shot, if you're allowed to adjust the surface during practice, which some tournaments you're not.
Yeah.
So we hear you. But if you're allowed to, like here at the SYC, you're allowed to make surface adjustments in your 15 minutes of practice is what the kids get. 15. Why would you surface the ball before you ever throw a shot down the lane? That's my question, Coop.
No.
Back me up. What do you think?
I I have to agree, but in their mind, they look at a pattern. They look at the units. They look at all the stuff that the knowledge now of the patterns, and so they're getting ready. So they want to surface something up, so they can see the reaction.
Okay.
You know, they want to see it. They want to throw it down the lane.
They want their ball to grip and make some sort of motion, so that it frees up their arm swing. That's what we're going with.
That too, or they just want to break down the pattern a little bit for game one.
Yeah.
And then they want to make a little shot for them, right?
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little surface to break down a little spot to get it to hook from.
Yeah.
All right. Strategy.
Yeah. It's all about strategy.
It's all about the strategy and the absolute power this weekend. Every competitor was fortunate enough to get an absolute power with their entry this weekend, which is fantastic.
How good is that ball?
It's very good. Our team at HQ, as you know, works really, really hard.
They do.
And they are fantastic at creating what's next in our sport. And all of them, like, they get excited all the time because they're always working on cool projects.
Yeah.
But they were exceptionally excited about absolute power.
Yes, they were.
That was they were like, you got to see this ball. You got to see this ball. And some cover stock technology breakthrough that they had. Plus, man, you know, the absolutes were really good. This is the next generation. They're fired up about it. So,
They were.
Pretty cool to see someone like Hank, who's designed some of the great weight blocks in the sports history, working alongside Alex and those guys just being amped up, going, come and see this ball. It's like little kids. Come watch this ball.
Come see it.
Cheers at a local VIP pro shop anywhere in the world. Go grab one.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. Throw out the strikes.
There's a lot of two-handers.
Yeah. Girls side too.
Yeah.
You got a lot of girls.
Seen a lot of new ones.
Yep. They're plentiful.
Yeah.
Vicente on lane 4 didn't like it. Got 3. Chase Walker gonna spare that up. Oh, he almost made that.
He almost did.
Chase.
Yeah.
Man.
He had a couple good games yesterday when I was doing scores. He had a couple good games.
Spared it up.
Mm-hmm.
Well done, my man. All these kids, Coop, I'm watching down 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5 and 6 here.
Yeah.
They made friends at SYCs a few years ago when we first started doing them. And now they're all growing up, and they're all buddies. So, like, Josh Weems, who's on 3 and 4, and Micah, who just bowled on 5.
Yeah.
And Mateo over there on lane 6. Mateo won junior gold, by the way. Fantastic player. They're all like best buddies. So when they come to these tournaments, it's like a reunion. They all go hang out.
Yeah.
Brady was telling us yesterday that it's either Chick-fil-A or Subway sandwiches. Those are their 2 lunch places.
That's what they like?
So they like.
Nice.
What they like.
They're not going to Brick's Barbecue?
They're not going to Brick's Barbecue.
Ooh. How many SYCs is Josh won?
Josh Weems, maybe I want to say like 3 or 4.
Okay.
Maybe. He medals all the time.
Does he?
Yeah, he's really good.
He's a good bowler.
He's really good, yeah. Who else we got? Daniel coming up on 4. Jaden Witt. That was a great shot, Jaden. Oh, Micah gets them all to go for the
Knocks out the 7-10.
little double.
Yeah. He was a little worried and went away.
Spare double to start his morning.
Yeah.
Last time we saw Micah, he was a little frustrated and fried out on lane 3 and 4 because, they were hard and his ball wasn't making any sense. And he was like, what's going on? What is happening? Rumor has it, Steph Johnson, PWBA Superstars in the house, and she's going to join us in live in game 2.
Okay.
Chat about what she's seen on the lanes and all the awesome kids competing. I like Kobe's fit today.
Do you?
That's what the kids call it. It's their fit. It's their outfit.
Their fit?
Their outfit.
Is that the new thing?
He's got,
fit?
yeah, I guess so. He's got pink shoes, pink top.
Yeah.
Made his trip over to Texas from Hawaii.
It's a long trip.
Spare. He's got 3 9-counts to start his morning. Going, hey, don't be afraid to fall, all of you.
Nope.
Teo with a little strike. So, Coop, you're driving around in the Coop Mobile. It's a beautiful Platinum Ford Expedition that you've got logoed up, wrapped with lightning and storm, and it is quite parked in the front of the center, and everyone's loving it.
They are. They're scanning it.
Yeah, there's a contest on if you're traveling around and you see Coop's truck, scan the QR code.
Scan it.
Because it'll take you to a contest where you can win fabulous prizes.
You can. You never know what you're going to win.
Yeah, just for scanning.
Yeah.
Playing along.
Exactly.
Anyway, it's a great picture opportunity. I think Malia Briggs was going to do a video yesterday, I think, for her 250,000 followers.
Oh, that's it?
Her with her... you had asked me, how many followers does she have? And I'm like, I think like 130 or something. And you pulled it up and it was 250 or
I
something.
know. It's nuts. That's awesome.
She was going to do a video. She liked the truck, so she was going to I'm going to do a video up.
That's cool.
I think it was an Insta, right?
Yeah, Insta.
Insta.
Is that what you say? Insta? I'm saying it wrong.
I don't say anything. I'm 100.
Your name's Gary.
I don't even know how to get it.
Your name's Gary.
Anyone whose name is Gary, by the way, you just know how old they are already.
Yeah.
Because there's not one Gary in the field today. Or any SYC.
Do you look at the roster and go, is there a Gary?
There's no Gary.
There's no Gary.
There's no Garys.
No.
Garys are extinct. We're dinosaurs. You'll never meet a Gary that's under the age of 77.
It's funny.
If you're just joining us, it is round 3, SYC Texas. Great shot, Chase. Ooh. Way to spare that up. Nice. Little, what do you have? The 2, 4, 6, 10. Spared it like a champ.
You did.
Oh, that one hooked on you.
Ooh.
Kind of liked it too, Josh. Coop, if I had to start over again, I'm doing it without my thumb. That's all I'm telling you.
I know.
These guys they're going. They go. They bolt
Yeah.
quick.
They're on it this morning.
Harry approves.
Harry approved?
Yeah.
What's Harry got to say?
Harry's awesome.
Yeah.
He's our mascot for SYC Texas. You know, because we're in Fort Worth where they have the famous stockyards.
Yeah.
Where the cattle can still roam
Where the cattle
freely
run.
down the street.
Yeah.
Daniel Rios and I have the same expression. He just threw that shot on lane 4, and he was like, "Oh, that's a good shot."
Yeah.
And I was thinking, "Oh, that's a good shot." Nope, 2-8-10. It's almost a guaranteed open. You could make it, but it's very tricky.
It is. That's tough.
And so why that's so salty is his first shot he really liked.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
He threw his first ball and he was like, "Oh, that's money." Open.
Yeah.
Open.
He's like ball change.
Yeah.
He's like, let me go get a different ball. I mean, that looked really good, but need a different ball.
Yeah. Color in 100. Mateo. Chase.
Ooh. They're getting a little oil down lane. I mean, it's a long
15
pattern already.
minutes practice, 45
Yeah.
foot pattern.
Ooh.
All these kids are so supportive of each other. If they're not
They are.
bowling well, they'll still come over and give high fives. And,
Yeah, which is awesome.
Yeah. So as a regional manager with Storm Products, Coop, I know you have a territory that you look after.
I do. Yeah.
Large, just Texas alone is massive.
I know. I mean, I should just have Texas only, right?
I think so.
I mean, that's justified, right?
Well, I believe it is. You're talking to the wrong dude.
Am I?
I'm I hang out over at marketing. I don't have a clue what happens in your division, but I do know that Texas is a big state, popular state. Bowling is alive and well in Texas, and you have a lot of mega stores.
Yeah. There's a lot.
There's a lot. So what's your time spent doing this weekend? You're at the SYC, hanging out with all of us.
Yeah.
And what is the life of a regional manager for Storm Products anyway? What's it look like?
It's a lot of phone calls. It's a lot of emails. It's a lot of time on the road, driving, visiting from shop to shop. There's drilling matchmaker balls. There's all kinds of things.
Matchmaker ball. That's a cool program. It's not what you guys are thinking, where we're pairing you up with another single. We call a matchmaker. It's like the test driving, right? You're test driving a bowling ball.
Buy before you, throw it before you buy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you get to
Test it out.
Yeah, test it out. You get to see if you're gonna like it, or if it fits your game, or if you can enhance that motion by a drilling layout. So matchmaker bowling balls. If you want to look on our website, sometimes matchmakers show up at the very bottom of the homepage, and you can take a look and go, "Hey, there's a matchmaker coming to an area near me. It's worth it to go test out all the different balls." One thing that's interesting is the regional managers usually will bring the newest Storm, Rotogrip, and 900 global bowling balls with them. So you can try all three of our main brands for Storm Products Inc. in one afternoon or
Yeah.
morning or evening
And
or
then
whatever. it
the
is.
cool thing about the app, they updated the app, and then on the website about the matchmaker,
Yeah.
they added 900 in that. So that's included now. You can go in there and you can kind of figure out, how you throw it, everything else, and it can kind of match you up too as well.
Yeah. So
That's kind of cool.
Coop's talking specifically about the matchmaker, which I can't see. I can't even see on my screen. But I just pulled up the website for you guys, and you can see.
The marketing crew did a great job at updating that. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. Those little guys over in marketing.
Yeah.
Always trying to do something. I was trying to look for the matchmaker. Here you go, matchmaker. So basically, what Coop's telling you is if you go to storeboy.com, you go to this matchmaker, you get started.
Mm-hmm.
You could say, like, I'll do mine. I'm probably intermediate.
Let's do yours.
I'm
What are we gonna do here?
intermediate. Where's my miles per hour? 13?
Yeah, probably 13. You're old.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then how do I roll it? I kind of roll it like that. Yeah, I can see where that dot is.
That's cool.
Yeah. Okay, my axis rotation, I think, is more, I don't know. I think it's more like that.
Is it?
No, it's more like that. Sorry. That's my axis. The little dot on there. And then my axis tilt, that's high. It's way high. Like
it is?
Yeah, it's high.
I have no input here on how you throw it. Because I've never seen you throw
Medium.
Medium?
So now it's going to tell me what ball based on the way I put in. A hustle rip.
Oh,
that makes sense to me because I throw it slow and I hit up on it and throw it awful. And so a hustle rip. And then what's cool is I can go over and view other balls like on the other brands. So this is a roto grip ball. Let's say I want a Storm equivalent, be Electrify, or a global. It would be Exponent Pearl, which I just drilled.
You did?
I drilled it through it in league last week.
Nice. How'd you bowl?
Well, almost 700.
Oh, cool.
So pretty good. Good for me. That's good for me. Anyway, Matchmaker app on the website, up and running all the time, all three brands. But Matchmaker for a regional manager like Coop means he comes to your center or sends one of his teammates to your center.
Yeah.
And works with the pro shop to, a lot of times there might be specials on products.
Yes.
Like new product releases the pro shop might run.
For sure.
And then even in some kits, like I know Doan Mose, our regional manager up in the Chicagoland area, he has some racers, 3G racers that people can try. And that's not in every matchmaker set, but he brings them.
Is it for fit, or what does he do for?
Yeah, so that people can experience them and actually bowl with them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so so you can bowl with the new shoes.
Nice.
Because they're expensive. Look, you buy a pair of 3G racers, you're making an investment in your game that's going to last years, right? It's a premium shoe. It's like really, really well made. So you're going to have a pair of shoes for a while, but it's going to cost you a few bucks.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure they fit good. Slide right and all that good stuff.
The other important part there, Gary, is that when people come to matchmakers, I mean, depending on the territories and what's going on, is that there's 14 and 15 pounds.
Nice.
And there's always like extra small, medium, large, so different spans to try to help match that as well. So
no matter if you have a smaller grip or a two-hander or a longer span, the matchmaker balls are all drilled differently so that hopefully you find one that's close.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be close. It's not going to fit like your favorite Storm VIP Pro Shop. Those guys are experts in fitting and drilling.
They are.
But it'll give you an idea.
It's just a way to figure out how the reaction is of the ball and, kind of you just match you up with it. There's even I know, like I do, and I know there's some other sales reps that they have two-handed ball, super two-handers.
Yep.
So as well. So they can kind of do that as well.
I love it.
Yeah. It's a great
tool. So check it out. Look and see if you can find a matchmaker near you or ask your pro shop. Sometimes pro shops will reach out to our team like Cooper and say, hey, do you got Coop, can I get on the schedule to have a matchmaker, right?
Yeah,
So
it's kind of what happens.
Vicente drifts a little high. He's got the 3.610. For him, probably a high probability of making. For me, I'd push the reset button and move on.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, just see. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm
So
not
you do?
making that. Just, I mean, I can shoot it for fun, but
Yeah.
odds are. Shot.
Wow.
Good shot.
See Kobe throw the absolute power. That looked awesome.
Kobe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a good shot.
His name's Kobe. He's got to be good, right?
Yeah.
Is it Kobe Bryant? Is he named after Kobe Bryant?
I don't
Let's
know.
ask.
We should ask him.
We'll find out. We know you guys
Yeah.
want to know if he's named after Kobe Bryant. You guys got to fix it. Y'all agree? Just change it. Go ahead and change your score. All right. Josh has got it. He's got a score.
He's got it?
Yeah, of course. But Josh probably invented the software that runs the program. These kids are ridiculous. They're so smart. They're looking up at the booth here saying, hey, we need a score correction. I'm like, yeah, go fix it. You guys invented it.
Yeah.
You guys invented the scoring system.
You're gonna ask because if you went down there, you're gonna ask, how do you fix it? Right?
What? Send me down. Sure. Sure. Good. Good luck, kids.
Oh no.
Good luck, kids. Oh, 5 Mateo.
Yeah. Mateo's a little frustrated with that one.
Yeah. I
He
don't
liked
know.
it too. Oh.
For a double, his first double of the morning.
Yeah.
City has 5. That's how touchy they are. Lanes are just
I
tough.
like how Micah throws it. Did I tell you
Yeah,
that?
you're a lefty. Micah's a lefty. You
Yeah,
guys are
I'm a little
lefties.
biased this morning. Yeah. I like the way he throws it.
Mateo spared up, buddy.
Oh.
Got the hard 3.
He did.
Got the hard 3. He's like, okay, so I thought I aced my first shot, got 5. Then I thought I aced the spare and got 3.
Yeah.
I got 8 total. And I thought that was a good frame. Josh.
Gosh.
Boy.
Oh.
It looks like he just needs to move just a hair
He does, yeah.
left with his feet. But he's
I feel like he needs to move a little left and he...
He's excited.
He's excited.
He's excited. Daniel.
Wow.
Daniel and I have the same look at just every shot. Huh? What?
Yeah.
What happened?
Oh.
So, Coop, where do you go from here? This is your home base, by the way, Fort
It
Worth,
is.
Texas.
It's kind of a nice being home.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was just on the road.
There's 2.
There's 2.
Joseph, you have 2.
You guys?
Not 3 or no 2.
No, Joseph. All right, spare it up. I was just in Kansas City area,
Yeah.
hanging out there for a while.
So great stores up there. I
There
mean, I know
is.
Jeff Hussery has a great store there.
Yeah,
What's the
Jamie
name of that?
Pugh,
What's Jeff's store called?
Total Bowling Gear.
Total Bowling Gear.
Yeah.
And then Jamie Pugh.
Yep, Jamie's
got
Pro Shop.
Jamie's Pro Shop
At
at
Lunar
Blue
Bowl.
Springs, which is fantastic.
Yeah,
And he just got a Lifetime Achievement Award from Storm
He
this
did.
past year, which all he does
Very
is score
cool.
to bowling. That was cool.
hmm
Who else is it? Gladstone Bowl? Is Drew around?
Drew was around. Yeah.
Drew?
Yep. We're sponsoring his youth tournament.
Nice.
So You gotta check that out. All the juniors.
Who else is up in Kansas City we can shout out? My old friend Brian Horn. He's
Horns
down
up there. In the Zone Pro Shops up there. There's quite a few. So.
And they have the
Berkey Turkey. That's a new one up.
Berkey Turkey is the name of the pro shop?
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going. Berkey Turkey.
St. Joseph, yeah. Missouri.
St. Joe, Missouri.
Yeah. It's about 40 minutes north of Kansas City. So.
How'd they come up with that name? Berkey is the guy's name, and then Turkey is for bowling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fun to say. Good T-shirts.
Yeah. Yeah, run down through Wichita, so you have Wichita Ball and Supply.
Famous Billy Murphy and Parker and them.
Yep.
Those guys are awesome.
And then Justin Hormack there. He at Cynic Bowl.
Cynic Bowl. Is it called Cynic Bowl?
Seneca? Yeah.
Justin Romack,
the famous
Justin Romack,
yeah.
who bowled on tour. Such a great player. Everyone says is like the nicest guy.
He is.
Is
and
he?
A good golfer too.
He is?
Yeah. You don't want to golf with that guy.
No.
He's
We'll send
good.
Hank to golf.
Yeah.
Hank's good. We'll
Yeah.
send Hank to go play.
Hank or Tyler, they can both go golf.
Tyler's good?
Tyler's good.
I'm awful.
Are you?
Yeah. Terrible.
Me too. You and I can golf together then.
Oh, I'm in. I'm in. I can drive the golf cart.
All right.
Now I like to put on my country music, and I bring a little speaker, and I play
Nice.
my little country music while I play golf, and I may or may not have the beverage while I'm out on the course.
Nice.
Hot dog at the turn. That's my style of golf now.
All right.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Do you call on Nebraska?
I do not. No.
No Nebraska. Okay.
Not anymore. I mean, I lost that state probably about 2 years ago
Okay.
when we hired Matt.
Iowa?
I know. Lost that too as well.
Yeah.
I changed territory, so.
Mateo Greek Church again and got 4 this time. Mateo just aced his last 2 frames for 5-3 and 5-4.
Yeah. They look tough.
Sheesh, people.
Yeah.
Coop, thanks for hanging out with us.
No problem.
In game 1, we will be back in game 2 shortly as the other players make their way from the high end to the low end. They've got about 100 lanes to walk through.
They do.
How many lanes are there? 64? 64? I think. We're using all of them?
We're not using all of them.
We're not using the impair.
We're not using it in pair.
Okay. So 60 though? 64?
Yep,
Okay.
60.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be back for game
right.
2 shortly, folks.
Perfect.
What's up, everyone? It's Gary, and found a special guest for Game 2.
Harry.
We're talking about Harry, the cow, and also, of course, Steph Johnson.
What's up, guys?
What is up today on this Sunday morning?
Well, from what I've seen so far, not the scores very much. I haven't seen too many.
Slightly up from yesterday, which wouldn't really be saying much, but
It's been a challenge.
Up. Yeah.
But it should be.
Yeah, every tournament should be miserable. That's the goal. Every tournament should be the U.S. Open.
I didn't say misery, but it should be challenging.
Challenging. Always challenging.
But playable. Challenging, but playable. In a perfect world.
Yeah, of course. So they are definitely challenging and playable both. And so here we are. It is game number 2. Now I will preface this by saying over on the right side of your screen, the players are in their 4th frame and cruising right along. And over on the left side in 3 and 4, this will be their first shot of game 2. So they must have had fun on the high end before they came this direction, is all I can think.
Kind of happened yesterday, too, at the end of the day.
Lane 3 was just behind
It was,
all day long.
Yeah. You know. What's with the cow, Keegan? You know, that's a great question, but his name is Harry. And he's snuggly, so I'm holding him.
Harry's awesome.
I don't know who brought him.
Nevaeh Hall.
Nevaeh.
She won him on Friday night at the social at main event. And I said, oh my gosh, that's so cute. You got a cow from Fort Worth, which is where they have the stockyards, and it all was cute to me.
It's very cute.
And I said, what did you name him? Is he a boy? Is he a girl? She said, he's a boy. What should we name him? I said, what about Harry? And she said, I love it. His name's
Harry.
Harry the cow.
There we go.
From Fort Worth. Heading back to Idaho, where Nevaeh is from.
They got some cows there, I'm sure.
They got cows.
They'll fit in just fine.
They have They don't have cattle like you guys have cattle. I don't know the difference between cattle and cows, but you guys have the longhorns.
We have longhorns, yeah.
Yep.
And maybe that is just the difference. But I'm by no means a
cow expert.
Rodeo professional.
Well, speaking of professionals, we have one of the Junior Gold champions on lanes 3 and 4 for your viewing pleasure, Ernesto from California. And he's wearing his PBA Junior jersey today.
And he won a gold medal yesterday, if I recall.
Yeah.
That's what I put around his neck this morning.
And I think he's won the PBA Junior events and the Junior Gold. And so, yeah, he just wins a lot, I guess. That's his thing. His thing's winning. What's your thing, Ernesto? Winning all facets of life.
Winning in any way I can. I mean, that's pretty stellar.
Keegan with a fine shot with the ringing 10.
He liked it.
No double for you, Keegan.
He's got the
roll it better.
Dutch 200 going on.
Yeah.
He can go get his printout.
Spares it up like a champ.
Maybe you can answer this question, Gary, because I don't know the answer to it.
Nope.
Within the SYC,
yep.
Is there any specific reason why the divisions don't?
Big strike.
Yeah.
Big strikes. Why the divisions?
Why the divisions don't rotate within their own division?
Yeah. We've had the same format. This is my answer. Since 2017, the first event we ever did at the Reno Bowling Stadium. And think we're the only tournament that sells out in a minute or two every single time. And I think part of it is the discipline of the event itself. Like, it runs on time, it's not late, parents know what to expect for travel. Like this week, there's 30 states here competing, and all of them know when this round is going to start on Sunday and when it will end. And therefore, they can make their travel plans to get home, book their flights. And I think if we started to like go, U12 only changes pairs within U12 and U18 only in U18, I think something would happen to the overall pace or something. That's what I'm thinking. But Leanne is the one that actually technically does that. So therefore, I don't know if I'm telling you anything other than Gary likes things to run on time, and that's my mantra there. And Leanne can handle all the lane changing. Because people say, why don't you have the left lane go left and the right lane go right and this and that? And I'm like, why?
If it's not broken, don't fix it.
Isn't that what the next group is for? You know, the whole like junior gold, right? These tournaments should help kids prepare for junior gold. And some of the preparation is absolutely just getting to know other players within your age group. So when you go to junior gold, you have some buddies from around the world that you get to see and hang out with and be a little duo with, you know, like you and Shannon. Just be a little duo. Yeah. So
yeah, I was just curious. There's no basis of the question other than I just didn't know. But I would be curious if what the scoring pace would change to if that ever happened.
Factor in, yeah.
Yeah. May or may not have any effect.
James Bennett says, with only one live stream, you would limit the exposure to the kids. That could be. We do camp out in the same pair of lanes all 3 rounds so that as kids make the turn, they or throughout the weekend, they'll be on the live stream, right? Pairs.
Sure.
But I
you
guess
could also
if the
combat
U12
that.
was all down there and just bowling, I don't know. We would never see them.
Well, you can combat that where the short is U12 day, and then the medium U15's here, and then long U18's here. So there's ways around it, but if it ain't broken, we don't need to fix it.
Yeah. I just saw Leanne walk by. I was like, hey, let's ask her.
I don't know if we want to put her on the spot like that. She might not have an answer.
Oh, she'll have an answer. 100 she will have an answer. What's
because that's
next
how
for
you've
you?
always done it.
No, we are definitely not that way. We're not we've always done it this way or whatever. But I will say, what I hear from parents, that they're like, man, we wish every tournament ran like an SYC. That is something that we hear.
I think that's the highest compliment you could be paid.
I think, as you know, these parents take these kids and they bowl all over the place, all weekend, and we would have great kids. Like, we have so many great discussions over the years, like with the Bones. Like, the Bone kids would come up to me and go, hey, Gary, let's do match play in one of the SYC. So, of course, the Bones are Brunswick through and through. They're famous. Father Parker is, like, legend. And they loved bowling the SYCs. And they would come to a lot of the SYCs, and they would ask, like, we should do a step ladder finals, and we should do a fill in the blank, or we should do this. And I would go,
always have a thought.
Brandon, if you bowl the next 2 days, 15, sometimes their formats are 20 games, and you beat Spencer Robars for the 20 games, do you want to bowl another game for some made-for-TV thing to
possibly lose?
You beat him. Like, you won. They only do that on TV or on the tour to get exposure for the players because they couldn't figure out a way to manage the. It's not like golf where they tape every round and they've got camera crews at every set of lanes. Yeah. So the early days of PBA bowling, the way to do it was, hey, let's make a top 5, and we'll do it on Saturdays after Y World of Sports. And that has kind of become a tradition of bowling that really doesn't need to exist if you were able to capture all the rounds, right? But whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Different philosophies, I suppose.
Yeah, different thinking. I also think it depends on what side of the equation you're on, too. For instance, you asked me what's next for me. I'm bowling Texas Queens next weekend. And that format has always been you bowl the 8 games of qualifying. Then you bowl 4 more games. Then they cut to the top 8. All pins drop for the next day.
Yeah, that would drive me nuts.
And it's absolutely been a topic of discussion amongst everybody. Because to your point of if you're leading the field by, 300 pins, and now I'm equal with the 8th bowler going into the next day, where's the fairness in that?
Yes.
So, but I sign up and I show up. I know what I'm getting into. Doesn't mean I like it. But that's what I'm bowling next weekend. Down in Houston. So.
Well, good luck. I hope you do well, and I'm sure you will.
I got a tiara last year.
Defend your title.
We'll see if we can do it again. It's not an easy one to win. But if you're 8th place going into the next day, you love the format all of a sudden.
I still don't love the format, but I understand what you're saying.
Sure.
Yeah, I think if we're going to say, which I believe at this level, and where you're going to compete next week, right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe you play it as a sport. It is an athletic endeavor. It is a sport. Sports, the best are supposed to win, and it could be the best at that moment in time, the best for that weekend, the best on those oil patterns, the best on that golf course, the fastest in the 100-yard dash, best tennis player. The only way in this sport to prove the rawest form of it, to prove that you are the champion, is the amount of games and the total pins without bonus pins for winning a match, or a bracket format to where if you qualified first and you're playing against the person that qualified 16th and they beat you 2 out of 3 games, now they beat you that week.
Right.
None of that stuff makes sense. It's exciting for fans to watch, but it takes away from the actual purity of the sport. The sport should be, hey, I just bowled, like in this case, this weekend, I just bowled 15 games on 15 different pairs, which is 30 different lanes on 3 different oil patterns with 3 different transitions throughout the whole thing. Like I knocked more pins over than second place. I am the champion. That is why Jillian Martin and Spencer Robage are tied with 12 SYC titles each, because they are clearly the better player. The more games you let them play, they are the best players. Jillian on the ladies' side and Spencer on the boys' side. And they, over the body of work, they would just win more tournaments.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah, I don't disagree.
U.S. Opens and things like that, the cream rises to the top. We just saw that in Indianapolis. really hard on the men's side at the U.S. Open. 56 games. You had probably the top 5 stepladder of all time. The best players, like that was just
That was
EJ Tackett.
insane.
I think Bill O'Neill made it. Yes, Kyle Troop, Belmo, Simo, EJ Tackett, and Bill O'Neill. Was that the top 5? Yeah. So insane.
I think I saw a graphic somewhere that said within that stepladder there were like 89 titles.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
And like,
I mean, that's
30
awesome.
majors or 20 majors or whatever it was. I don't know. It's so crazy.
Such a cool stat, but yeah.
So then, you got the longer the format, the cream rises to the top. Blah, blah, blah. That's my philosophy. When people tell me, you should add match play, I go, no. You should do top 5. I go, nope, we broadcast all weekend long.
Match play with bonus pins.
We're not adding bonus pins. Nope. Nope.
Yep.
No.
Oh, we have those next weekend too, by the way.
Yep. Yeah. And that's cool. Someone like yourself too in match play, or Belmo, or someone top player in the world, right? Like you guys, when someone is, I drew Steph in the board, right? Like it gets in their head. They know they could beat you, but they also know you're better than they are. So it gets in their head. It's like
that could be fair. I would say
you have a little advantage when it comes to match play, just because of who you are in your body of work. You're one of the greatest players that's ever played. So of course, if I'm a local in Houston, Texas, and I made it into the state queens, and I look at the board because I bowled really, really good, and I made the bracket, and I'm like, oh, good. My first match is against the lady that's like top player in the world. Awesome. Yay me. Right? Like it happens. It's true.
I don't disagree. I do see it happen, but I think we're all guilty of it on some level. Bowling can be very humbling. I use that word a lot because it just, even just today, watching these kids bowl, they can wrap around from the high end. They bowled great down there, come down here, and it's like a whole other world, but I think the ones that can figure it out faster and commit to it always bowl better. It's the challenge of figuring it out that's not easy. He really wanted that one, by the way.
That was good. Ernesto, he was a good shot. Good shot.
Wonder how many headbands he owns. We should ask him.
Yeah, let's ask him.
If he's got headbands that match his outfits, or it's just a standard black one.
He will let us know for sure.
Because that has to be a necessity when he's packing. Those go in the bag.
He's really good.
Yeah.
And it's not surprising he won junior gold. Ernesto, we want to know how many headbands that you have.
This is my lucky one.
This is your lucky one?
But that's not the answer. How many do you have?
Can you put it on and come over here?
I wish I had I'm going to guess.
I asked the question because, when you're packing, that's a necessity. Do you have different colors? Do we have, what's going on there?
Yeah, so I keep probably about 30 in my bowling bag. Just a bunch of different colors and sizes and patterns. But yeah, this is my lucky one. I wear this Nike headband.
Black Nike one right now.
Yeah, black Nike one. Storm should really make some headbands.
Did you win junior gold wearing that?
I did.
There you go.
I did. March 23rd, yep.
Not that he's keeping track, but that's the lucky one right there.
It's the lucky headband right here.
So don't lose it and don't break it.
Hopefully we can get another title with it today.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Now we know. I can leave here happy. I know how many headbands he has.
30. He keeps in his bowling bag.
But
not all the lucky ones.
That's the one. That's the one. Ooh.
Good shot, Justin.
Late little slap out there.
That was good. All right, what's going on out there in the lanes here? We got 196, 223. That's a great game.
pretty good pair over here, 5 and 6 overall.
Luke's going to be in with 220. Great game. Yeah, they got some good scores. Josh trying to bail out his game a little bit. The 10th frame. He did not like 5 and 6 was not his favorite, but he's surviving it.
Yeah.
Surviving.
We've all been there, done that.
Thomas has a chance. TJ a chance for 211. Colton, Cityview Lanes.
I'm guessing he bowls here.
That was a great shot.
I've seen him around at some high school events, so. All right. I love when they show emotion.
Shocking. You do? Come on.
I'm not a very emotional player, Gary. I'm not sure what you're getting at.
Really? I watched. I don't know if it's your last championship that you won, but you were very emotional.
I was.
And glittery, if I remember correctly. You were shimmering. You had glittery outfit on, sparkles or something.
You got to be true to who you are, you know? People are going to like you. People aren't going to like you. And it doesn't matter. But yes, sparkles.
Sparkles.
So now, are they just looking at us this whole time? Did you flip the camera over?
Yeah. No. Why are they looking at us? Why did you guys? Oh, because our chat's broken. Our comment section's broken.
So funny. I'm like, wait, I think they're just looking at us talking.
Yeah, that's dumb. That's so dumb.
Yay!
But we do have Harry the cow, so that's okay.
Yeah. I might take it home. She'll have to find me.
Yep.
Nah, I wouldn't.
That thing's going back to West Coast, Idaho.
What's next on your docket?
I'm gonna go to TAT for a couple days next week. It's a great event. Jamie McWilliams and his staff do an amazing job running. This is going to be a record number of
entries.
Record number of entries.
Wow.
So I will go down there on Wednesday. We've got some work stuff to do before I make that trip. Some actual work. Yeah, so pretty cool.
Chris has bowled that a couple times. Just trying to coordinate with the schedule.
Any success there?
A little bit. I mean, he's never won or anything, but yeah, he enjoys it.
They let him bowl. Can he bowl?
Yeah. My Chris? Yeah, he hasn't been a pro in, I don't even know.
Been a while.
15 plus years.
Former Rookie of the Year, right? Did he win Rookie of the Year?
So a fun fact is we're the only husband-wife that have both won Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I thought that's right. Okay.
And the more I think about that, that's really hard to do, I think.
That's really, that's cool. So you won Rookie of the Year, and he won Rookie of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
When was your Rookie of the Year? What year?
15.
2015?
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not saying this because I won. I'm saying this because I think it's a fact. I think our rookie year, 15, was the hardest because we had so many people.
Yep.
I think there were about 70 of us.
Was that the resurgence, the first year of the women's tour again?
Yeah. That was the very first year.
That was the year after it took its hiatus, its break. So when you were done with college, you didn't get a chance to play on the tour because they didn't have a tour.
Yeah, weird generation where I graduated in 06. And
there was no tour.
It folded in 03 while I was in college. So.
Right. Okay.
But that's what led me to Team USA. So I'm really not, I look back and if the tour was around, my career might have been much, much different. But it went the way it went, and I'm happy with that.
Is what it is.
Yeah. We're still kicking.
I think there's a ball that just escaped and rolled over, or no?
A ball?
Oh, no, it was a chamois that a round chamois that's making it away.
I missed it.
It's laying on the ground.
Never know. There's no real table or anywhere to put all that stuff.
So you live in the Metroplex area in Bowl, over at Plano Super Bowl. We talked about that yesterday. Kind of a famous place. Everyone knows about. Is it Jamie Brooks that is proprietor?
He's part proprietor. Yeah.
Used to, or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Now the Warrens are kind of more involved with all of that.
Yeah. Okay.
I bowl at Chris Warren's shop all the time because now we have lanes in the shop. So if there's a league or something going on, I can just pop in there and bowl.
Okay.
Which is really, really nice.
That's where you do your training. They have string pins on one of the.
Yeah.
Okay.
That pair
How's
of lanes
that?
in the shop has string pins. It's different, but I don't know that I have any sort of true opinion on whether I like them or not. I believe just as many wrap 10s and weird 4-pin combos. Like, I think if I bowled, let's call it a league, I would probably average higher, I think, because you get a lot of weird hits. But I don't know. And I don't know all the research behind it either. I literally just go in there and practice. That's a tough break.
Yeah.
Those
Good
are
shot by Colton.
4-9s are always so close until
So close.
one of them doesn't fall.
Ernesto got a 3-bagger there, so his game is trending in the right direction, headed to the 10th frame. Colton was on a double until he 4-9'd right there. A terrible break for our friend there. Hopefully he makes it. That would be justice.
That would be so fun.
Be cool.
Oh, no.
I don't think he's making it. Tough break. Johnny Laguirre, always top player at the SYCs. He's got a clean game. This is your pro game right here, Steph.
Yeah.
No doubles, no opens, grinding along.
Just kind of trying to fill frames, maybe catch a double.
Stepping up in the 9th frame right now, working on a strike, so he has a chance for his first double of the game. And he's lost his ball.
Ball or chamois? What are we looking for?
Ball, chamois.
It's probably underneath. I don't know. Oh,
Hey.
right there.
Maybe it's the one that made the trip. I don't know. Still looking for
It's
a
probably over
chamois.
here.
This is not good. I'm a big, in all sports, pre-shot routine guy. Like,
Yes.
I believe you need that. And right now, he is out of his pre-shot routine, and it's a big shot
He
for him.
just said, I'm just going to bowl
Yeah,
because
he's
people
just
are
gonna
watching
go.
me.
Someone took my chamois. I don't know what I'm going to do. He threw it.
Oof.
Flat 10, and he's looking around. He's still looking. I still can't find my chamois. Look, he's...
Might
Mom's
be
coming.
underneath the
Mom's
ball.
coming to help. He has another one.
Okay.
We have a backup chamois.
I'm one of the weird ones, I'm going to say, that I use 2 chamois.
Like Simo does that.
Like I have a purple and a red one, and it has to be the same way.
Did he make it or miss it?
Oh.
So flat 10, miss it without a chamois out of his pre-shot routine. That's why I'm a pre-shot routine guy. Because I think
It frazzles you.
it matters.
Oh. I'm going to say I know that it matters. Enough to psych yourself out. And everything, it would be so easy for someone to take them. They all look alike. Not everybody puts their name on it. But even if you do, they take it anyway.
We got a cool new one at Storm that has magnets in it in the chamois. So you basically can attach it up by the metal up by the bowling ball.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
and
awesome.
So it just, you don't have to try to set it on something, or you just chuck it up there and it'll
It
stick.
just sticks somewhere.
Yep. That's the one I roll with.
Oh, I'm gonna have to put some magnets on mine. Now we're talking.
No, you can buy them. They're an actual product at Storm.
Oh, I thought
They're
you
new.
made it. Got it.
No, I didn't take it and retrofit it. It's a Storm product.
It's an actual thing.
It's an actual thing.
I like it.
That's what happens when you get a bunch of bowling nerds in the same company. They're like, "Hey, wouldn't it be cool if chamois had magnets? Let's make one.
Let's do it.
Let's make one."
It's called problem solving. That's
Yeah,
all that is.
I love it.
Is problem solving.
Ernesto going for look good.
Oh.
Dead flush.
Sat there.
What's he throwing at? 32 miles an hour?
18.3 to be exact.
Okay.
According to our system.
Probably a phase 2.
And it looks like a phase 2.
Nessa is one of our Storm staffers. He's on our Evolution staff.
Rightfully so.
He is a fantastic player. My old friend from California, Mark Benavides, is his coach. Great bowler in his own right. Mark Benavides from Folsom, California. I remember
nice.
Long time ago. I can't remember what the series was exactly, but it was something like he bowled 890. And that was before, people really bowled 900s and stuff like that.
Right.
So.
Right. When it was way more talent driven than.
It was just maybe, I don't know, harder somehow. I don't know how. It was simpler yet harder to score that high. And it was before
Makes
the
sense.
rev rates. No one bowled with 2 hands. Now the rev rates are so high that,
right.
You get a lot more power and a lot more ball speed. Of course, you're going to strike more.
It's definitely a factor, but you still have to know where your ball's going.
Yeah. So Johnny in with 191 with the only open in the hiccup frame, which was the frame he couldn't find his chamois, and that was his.
Yep.
So if anyone wants to know about pre-shot routine and why you should have one, look at Johnny's game right there. Only open game, the one where he was fried out because he couldn't find his chamois and he didn't go through his pre-shot routine.
I hope he found it, though.
It looks like he did. He had in his
he
hand.
has one. Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
He's back.
Hopefully
He's back.
it's
he doubled in the 10th.
one.
Yeah, he doubled in the 10th. He's good. He's moving on. He always bowls good. It's very rare that Johnny would bowl bad series. Ernesto finished 238. This is, by the way, the highest score that I've seen in the 2 days I've been sitting here watching the kids bowl down here.
Yeah, that's a pretty stealthy score on any of the patterns. And we don't know what his first game was. Which of the divisions is typically the largest? Is there a trend of
U18 boys?
It's just usually always the one that's.
It really goes in age. U18 boys and U15 boys is good. U18 girls, U15 girls. The U12s is the smallest all the time. And we have it because we think it's important for them to learn and to grow and, compete and oftentimes
have a platform where they're bowling with people of their maybe not caliber but age at least,
and they can learn from these kids. The bigger kids are supposed to. I like what my guy Christian's doing over on he's fully going backwards and then fully going forward on his approach on lane 2.
And that's pretty standard, I think.
I don't know if he does that all the time. I'm gonna have to ask him. You've seen it?
I think I've seen videos. However, to your question, I don't know if it's all the time, but
Yeah. I don't
it's
remember it being all the time.
interesting. I would love to know maybe the thought process or the teaching behind it, or yeah,
Cool. Walking up to
if
the
it's
lane.
a feel thing.
He's fully at the foul line right now on lane 2.
Right.
Now he's going backwards.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we're going forward. But forward isn't 7. You take 7 steps back, and I think it's maybe 4 or 5 forward. So if you know him and you're in the chat, let us know.
Chat's dead.
Oh.
Chat's broken today.
Okay, well, just kidding.
Just kidding. Chat's broken. No, we're not serious about the chat being off. We are, and we don't know why. I reset all the software last night. This happened in round 2 yesterday, and then yeah, we don't know what happened.
I'm gonna go with technology.
Something, so I took it back to the hotel, reset everything, redid everything, got a new show prepared for today. Still not working. Look at Christian. And
he throws it great.
Champion, SYC champ. 202. Yeah, he won in Florida. I was not, I think, at that event. And
it's Harry.
What's going on?
His name is Harry.
Are you always...
Tempo.
You got, I asked him.
Yes.
I asked our boy Christian. I said, Christian, you always going backwards like that? And he's like, no, idiot. He's like, no, I'm doing it because I use
He
tempo.
said it without saying it.
I know.
And I threw in it's the tempo, right?
It's tempo, yeah. And so that's cool. I see some people do it when
That's
they're
impressive,
doing
though.
like a small amount when they're in front of the ball return. Like when they're playing way
where they're
deep
really,
and they have to,
they're just kind of stepping in place in their mind, taking 2 steps, and then 3, 4, 5. But I've not actually seen that. But good for him. I don't know what the heck I would do. I'd probably keep going backwards.
I would fall. I would fall over.
But you may agree with this. When you watch so many different bowlers, I understand there's fundamentals to the sport and any sport, but you can do it so differently at the same time.
Yeah.
Like that. There ain't no one else in here walking backwards.
Nope.
So.
Nope. Not happening.
And he just shot 202, so I'm not sure he's going to change much of anything.
I do not think so. I think he's good. We got a new crop of players for game number 3. Carolyn said she was going to come in game 3. I was hoping maybe you and Carolyn could chat for a game.
I haven't seen her.
Yeah,
did you send her a message, or should I go
she's watching
get her?
college bowling in her office.
Yes.
So,
well, I can go snag her real quick. If you...
She'll show up or not. She
Or
either
not.
will or won't. I can go in and see what they're doing.
Yeah.
You want to hang out for a second?
Go grab her,
Okay.
and we'll be right back.
Hola. Yeah, I went and she's sitting in her office watching bowling. So she's she's good. She's good. What do we got going on? Michael Evanson Jr. here on lane number 5. Let's watch this game. Two-hander, a lot of power, gets a little wide. 9 spare. Moving on.
Lucky 9 count, I would say. Take it.
Brian on lane 4, making the spare there. Yeah, double 9 spare for Brian to start. This is, Mavericks got double 8 spare over on 3 and 4. Got some people. Got some good starts to their game 3. Good for them.
Keep it going, right?
Keep it
I
going.
think it's just super important to never try to get too ahead of yourself, you know? I think it's easy to do that. Feeling good, feeling lined up, and then all of a sudden, those opens show up.
I wouldn't know anything about an open frame.
I know. You're
I make
a rock
all of my spares. All of them.
Well, you don't leave very many, right? So that's a good thing.
I have 7 or 8 opens a week in league. On a house shot. Just saying.
Mean, this is a judge-free zone, Gary. You're allowed to do that.
What's your wrist tattoo say?
These are my kids' names, Levi and Kenzie.
Aw. You put them on your wrist so you can remember?
Just so I don't forget them. Yeah.
Just forget. I should put Gary on mine so I don't forget who I am.
Gary. We were going to ask her a question. What was her?
Yeah. She's doing scores. Here, let me put the microphone. While you're doing scores, put this on. She has a...
What was the question? The format? The original question was, is there any method as far as the divisions not rotating within their division?
The lane pairings, like keeping the U18 on the U18 pairs.
Was there any thought to not do that, or is it just there's no basis of the question other than just the question?
Well, I think that's hard to do because the entries vary tournament to tournament. So like if we kept the U18 rotating on U18 pairs, then the U12 would rotate on 4 pairs.
So
right?
they wouldn't have that many
less entries.
change.
Yeah, so like U15 girls, we only have 15 entries, so there's like 3 pairs. So what are they where are they gonna rotate? So it is tricky because we don't sometimes we're, depending on the scoring system, we're able to skip 2 and then skip 3 and then, you know, so they don't hit the same pairs and maybe they're not following always the same people, but
gotcha.
I guess we're not that advanced to mix it up all the time.
No.
So
there's no wrong answer. Just didn't know.
Yeah, we do try to. There are times that we can
that would make
switch
sense
it up.
if there's only 10 people entered.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
It works.
It's okay.
Michael,
scores are low today again.
He's got the same spare ball as me.
No idea.
Ooh,
I don't know.
Spare tire. No. Were they just here? Oh no, they were on 57 and 8.
It's not 279.
It's bowling here.
Yeah,
It's hit right here.
Hey, Landon. What did you bowl last game? 279.
Got some score discrepancies with more handwriting than anything.
I don't know what's happening
We
right
had
now.
a CDB sighting, and then she walked away.
I have no idea what is happening right now. I'm not talking
We're
about
here.
the bowling.
We're good.
I'm talking about all the nonsense going on. Can you hand me that
the
Platinum
random
Ford thing?
bad handwriting for sport purposes?
Platinum Ford, great sponsor of all things bowling in this Dallas-Fort Worth area. But I will tell you, because Adam, who's one of the partners at Platinum Ford, was here yesterday and hanging out.
He's here.
He's here today,
And he
too.
talks a lot of smack. You know what I like
love
about
it.
him?
He's so cool.
He'll come by our table and put $20 down and tell me to double, and I can take the $20.
Yeah.
I've taken a lot of money from him.
Where? At the bowling or at
Oh,
the...
yeah, at the bowling center. If he's just there watching us bowl Friday nights, or he bowled this Friday night, actually, but good guy. Really
He's
good guy.
great. Loves bowling, gives back, and if you're listening, go check out platinumford.com if you need to get a new vehicle in your life. They can ship it. I talked to him yesterday. They can ship it anywhere, so you don't have to live in Fort Worth to buy from Platinum Ford. And he said he can get you any brand. He goes, "You want a Porsche? I can get you one." It doesn't matter. Like, they have like something like 20 dealerships or so. I don't know. They have all the brands, so you don't have to get a Platinum Ford. If you didn't want one of those. I personally would love to have one. I want to get Steph's car. I want to get a Flex.
Ford Flex. Woo woo. I feel like I flex every day.
Do you have that?
That's my car. I'm a Flex.
Is it a nice looking car?
I love my Flex.
Yeah. I think they're cool looking. They got like all the...
I tend to gravitate. I call them boxes on wheels.
Yeah,
They're very boxy, which I'm fine with, but the space inside is awesome. My kids have tons of space. Oh, there's Sadie B again. Uh-oh, she's telling Gary to let's wrap it up. She's going to finish this game.
Look at Gary. I think that's my water. Yeah, this. I don't know where I put it. What's going on there, Steph?
We're just watching bowling. We're chatting about
Bowen?
Cars. We're chatting about this guy, Harry. Harry the
Where did he come
cow.
from?
One of the girls won him on a Friday night social. I'm not sure.
Soft.
I know. I'm like, wow, he might be coming home with me. Sorry.
Yeah. How are the scores? They were a little tough yesterday.
I think they're
better.
Some scores are better, but I honestly haven't seen an updated sheet. So, I don't know.
Okay.
But in front of us, we got the U18 boys. So, how are the college bowlers doing? You were watching some college bowling on the live stream there in your office.
So, Vanderbilt was just bowling Jack State and won the match.
All right.
And shot a Baker 300.
Nice.
Yes. So now
that's exciting.
Yes. So now Vanderbilt will bowl Arkansas State for the win, but they have to beat them twice
for the title.
For the title for this tournament midwinter.
Okay.
Yep. And then Jack State, I believe, bowls Youngstown for 3rd and 4th.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Now, where are they at? I didn't even...
They are in Jonesboro, Arkansas.
Oh, okay.
Great hijinks lanes. Great proprietor. Loves professional bowling. Loves bowlers. Just great people.
I've never been
That's a great
there.
area. Yeah, just great area for bowling. Very passionate. Always been very giving to the men and the women. So great place to be. So if you're in that area, go over and say hi to everyone.
Shout out to Hijinks. Now, I know there's the PWBA trio event going to Arkansas. Is that where it's going? Do you know about that one?
It is in Jonesboro, isn't it? Is it in Jonesboro?
I don't know. I'll have to
Shame.
look that one up.
Yeah, look that up, would you?
But it's the PBA 50, the PBA, and
So in the U18, while you're looking that up, on the U18, I'm looking to see exactly how many two-handers we have. 1, 2, 3, 4.
It is the
There you
Jonesboro
go.
Trios
You'll
at
love it.
Hijinks. So I will finally make it there.
Quite a few people two-handed. As we see, there's an influx, and also girls. A couple of girl two-handers
There
here
are.
this weekend. Yes.
It's kind of fun to see.
Mm-hmm.
It's certainly, I would say, the new trend.
Yes.
If you want to call it a trend.
Have you ever thought about going two-handed, Steph?
At this point in my
As you
career,
can all see,
Carolyn,
she's shaking her head no.
No.
You could try it, though. You're in good shape.
You know, maybe when I'm done bowling professionally, I'll try something new.
But don't you want to be the first two-hander out on tour? No, okay. You're doing just fine the way you are.
I know my limitations. Let's just put it that way.
Oh,
that's
funny.
probably one of them. My back probably would not sustain that type of motion anymore.
Now,
if you are looking at Christian.
Yes, so explain that to me.
Okay. We just chatted with him because he was on 1 and 2.
Okay.
We asked him if that's the way he normally bowls, like every day.
Right.
And he said no. He only does it when he's trying to slow his tempo down. He'll go up to the foul line, walks back about 6, 7 steps, and then he goes. It's kind of like his little trigger for his tempo.
Okay.
So that's what he's doing today, because he's trying to throw it slower.
Well, interesting.
And then I look at how fast he's actually throwing it.
That's slow to him,
like,
right? Is that what he's trying to tell us?
That's slow? Okay. But yes, he caught our eye because he was on lane 2, and I said to Gary, is that normal? Is that how we bowl? Or, you know, and so we pulled him in here and we asked him. So that is his answer. Trying to slow the tempo down so he walks backwards and then forwards. Not sure that's something we would teach.
Right.
As opposed to something that just makes sense to him.
Correct. Well, you know, everybody has a trigger, and maybe that's one day he did it and he thought it, you know, worked for him, and it stuck with it. But definitely something I agree with you. You probably wouldn't teach.
Right. But hey, watching all these people, everybody does it a little differently.
Everybody beats to their own drummer. Correct.
In the sense of, I know there's fundamentals, and we've talked about that, but everybody does them a little differently.
Mm-hmm.
There's no really cookie cutter way. I would say there's better ways to do things, but it still has to make sense to you.
Sure. And you have to be able to repeat it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I think that's the main thing. You can create power and rev rate and all these things, but if you don't really know where your ball's going, I'm not sure that it matters.
Mm-hmm. That's one thing I do teach is that, you know, people are infatuated with rev rate and their ball hooking. And the very first thing I say to that is, well, it has to be productive.
Yeah.
So you know, just a simple example, if you have a low rev rate and you know, are throwing it 100 miles an hour, it may not match up on most conditions, right?
No.
You know, same thing with rev rate, right? And I always ask this question: may I ask what videos you're watching?
Who are you watching?
Because here's here's I think this is kind of a tip. I think if you are somebody like me, right? If I were watching and I'm trying to learn, I'm probably not going to be able to throw it like Daria.
No.
Or Jordan Richard. But I bet you I can learn something from Liz Johnson.
Yeah.
Stephanie Johnson. Fundamentally super sound with rev rate. Super sound, but they do a little more of that elbow forward.
Oh,
right,
yeah.
Right? So it's a little different, but does it make one better or worse, right? I always tell everybody, try to pick bowlers that you
can relate
to and match up to.
Right.
And it's not always the highest rev players. Oh, I got that ball. It looks like it hooks a lot. But that may not be the ball for you. You may
Right.
not need a ball that hooks that much. So I always encourage people when they are watching videos, which there's 1,000 great ones out there. That's not
Of
what
course.
I'm saying. But try to pick out certain things that you can relate to your game so it doesn't take you out of your norm
Yeah,
and
you want
cause you to do other things.
you want to be realistic.
Correct.
And I think that's a challenge when people are purchasing new bowling balls.
Mhm.
When they watch the videos that aren't like them, then they drill the ball, they throw it, doesn't do the thing, then all of a sudden the ball's terrible.
Right.
You know, it's a vicious cycle. And it's an expensive cycle for that matter. But yeah, no, I think it's important to find someone that you can relate to because I would agree. I don't know that there's the perfect matchup of rev
No.
rate and speed. It's kind of what's true to you. You know, I'm never going to be just, you said Daria. I'll never be a Daria. But Daria will never be a me.
Correct.
So it goes both ways. And you just kind of, for me, I try to stay in my lane. You know, you gotta switch lanes every once in a while based on a pattern or things like that. But, you know, I don't personally try to manipulate too much as opposed to maybe a ball changes, layout changes, surface changes.
And I still don't think we see a lot of the youth using their practice session where they change some surfaces to see how that one ball can do 3 different things. So
That's
I
probably the
always try
hardest
to
thing in what we do.
Yes,
because I
and
think
it's
there's
hard
a
to learn
fear.
it too. Yes,
There's a fear of, well, I won't get it back to what I like it at, which is maybe true, maybe not true. Maybe you'll find that now the ball that you don't actually really like, now you really like. Trial and error,
always.
lots of error.
I don't think trial and error ever ends.
No.
You know, it's a constant learning experience.
And with
you're just going to different levels.
With the bowling balls, how strong they are and the different patterns, there's so many variables in what we do. To pinpoint one, it's impossible, you know? I mean, the other day I was working on my tempo because I'm very speed dominant. So there's plenty of times where I need to be slower. And I don't naturally throw it slow. So that's a challenge for me. But to your point of utilizing practice for that specific reason, you know, because I think there's a difference between people that, let's call them just go bowl, which is fine. I do that too. Than people that actually go practice a thing and just work on the thing, not score. Messed up his little tempo there.
It's kind of you know, he needs to. It's unfortunate, but he's so. I mean, he's at the foul.
Right.
So the other bowlers probably have to wait for him if they don't know what he's actually doing.
Right. And we're talking about Christian. That was
we are
walking
talking about
backwards.
Christian.
You can't see him on the camera.
Yes, I apologize. So I think the other bowler threw him off, but I don't think he knew what he was doing. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Or he wasn't looking at me.
Right.
Or,
right.
And he might not have been looking at him, but he caught him out of his peripheral, you know, which
Correct.
I've been guilty of that. And sometimes it's hard to stop, to be honest with you. Sometimes you just got to kind of go and hope you're not going to pay full price.
Yes. Tyler Galbraith here, very good bowler. Won a couple of our events up here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Yeah, he throws it really good. I don't know which medal he got for last round, but I put a medal around his neck.
Yes, yes.
There's a lot of talent on the guys and girls side.
Yeah, I remember going to the first few SYCs, and it's changed dramatically, and the kids just are more experienced at a sooner age. And especially with the two-handers, I think the learning curve is a little shorter.
I think so.
So they're learning more faster, and they do. They kick around the pins more than anybody else. I mean, that's just you
It
can't.
is what it is.
It is what it is. So the learning curve has become a little shorter, but they're so much more advanced by the time they hit that U15, U18,
Right.
and ready to hit that college level.
It's like they feel more just ready.
Mm-hmm.
In these events that they show up for, I mean, they're getting amazing competition, and these are their peers that they're going to see over and over and over again, which is cool. I mean, I never had any of this when I was a youth bowler. It was just
right.
A couple tournaments here and there up and down the coast of Florida, and just hope for the best.
I didn't do an update on the score. Is this the QR code we could see?
I think it is if it's on their score sheet.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, let's try this here.
And it should be pretty real time. Should be after at least game 2, I would think.
Okay.
But
mine's slow today. I don't know
this
why.
We're a little, well, they've at least caught up a little bit because they only had 5, but lanes 1 through 4 were about 5 frames behind.
Oh, for game
the
3.
Game before this.
This is game 3. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I gotcha. Well, that's not what I'm supposed to be getting, I don't think.
Where did it take you? Random landing page?
To a, sign-in page. And I don't think I have to sign in for Bowlmetrics. You should just have to scan it.
I'm pretty sure that, well, it should have been the code if it's on the score sheet, but anyway, we'll just wait for the update, the official update. Because I've looked at some of the score sheets and some of the handwriting is not so good.
Is that sheer frustration or they don't care?
I don't know. The one kid bowled a 279 and it looked like a 219. It's like, ooh, that's a 60-pin swing right there. You might want those pins. Are you bowling Texas Queens next weekend?
I am not. I'll be in Greensboro watching Alyssa bowl.
Oh, okay.
It's, I swear some of the tournaments that I just love bowling, it's either during spring break or, and I just, I want to watch her bowl. And
yeah,
I miss bowling it, though. Those tournaments, I love them.
Mm-hmm.
I love the Texas State Queens. So you're gonna go bowl and win it?
I'm gonna bowl. I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna bowl, and hopefully bring home a trophy.
I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna go out on a limb.
I don't know.
We'll see. You heard it here first, folks. I think Stephanie is gonna qualify at least in the top 4, and that's because 4 because I don't know who's it. And she won't be any lower than that. And she'd have to have some bad things happen. Not happening.
You never
Good
know.
chances. It is. It could be anybody's day. You're absolutely correct. But
it's bowling,
I just
right?
know how steady you are. Yes, you are correct. It's athletics, which means lots of outside forces could take place.
I often remind myself that you can be prepared mentally, physically, all the above, and then just not work out.
Right.
There's just so many factors,
Yeah. Well, you sit there after the block and go, I did bowl, right? Like I practiced, right? Like I was ready.
What
right?
happened?
What happened in these last 5 or 6 games?
Or didn't happen.
Or didn't happen.
Yeah. I don't know how many years I've bowled that thing, but I've only won once, so. But I think that's bowling in general,
Yes.
And,
yes, absolutely.
I was chatting with some of the kiddos yesterday. I said, you can't, well, I shouldn't say you can't. Many people do this, but I don't base my success off of my wins because I would be sitting here telling you I'm an extreme failure because I haven't won all of the things I've bowled. But there's a lot of people that are very outcome driven. And I personally don't think that way. Winning is great.
It's your
Not
bonus.
saying that.
It's your bonus. That's
it's
what I
a
always
bonus
said.
for the hard work you put in. And,
Correct.
But yeah, there's always a takeaway, right? Even today, after these kids are done bowling, they may or may not medal, may or may not win the tournament, but there's always something good if we choose to see it.
Correct.
You know? Did you make all your 10 pins, single pin spares? You know, did you make ball changes when you thought you needed to? So many things.
And I think we get away from that. I think we get away from the basics, especially because, you know, with each generation, that instant gratification, you know, you got the phone, you got this feedback, you got that feedback.
Right.
They do judge things more on what that end result was instead of saying, but you know what? I felt like I threw it really well today.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going in the right direction, and it could have been worse, but what I'm working on is working.
Right.
So I need to continue.
Right.
And
I bowled well, maybe I didn't score well.
Because that happens a lot. That happens a lot. Where you can walk away. You just said it. Now, I'm sure there have been blocks where you walked away and went, God, I gave it my all. And I'm where? Like, this is all I had?
It was just not my time.
Yeah, I mean, there have been times you just look and go, God, what else could I have done? You know? So where you put that into perspective is what allows you to get on to the next level a little quicker than maybe your opponent.
And I think with this specific event, with the 3 different patterns, it's only 5 games, sheerly just for timing purposes, but it ends up being kind of a sprint. You know, you don't want to really dig yourself in too big of a hole too early.
Correct.
It's hard to get out of because you don't have 10 games to do it. But it is interesting because, you know, I think I was chatting with Gary about it because they're crossing the entire house. So they're following U12 lanes, U15 lanes,
correct,
U18 lanes.
Mix
it's all mixed up. So I think different divisions tend to play the pattern differently. So the transition is not so defined.
Right.
But it keeps you on your toes because you really got to pay attention to what the lane is asking you.
Right. And somebody did ask a question. Are there any bowlers using a plastic ball for their first ball? I haven't seen that. I have seen some urethane. On all 3 patterns, I've seen urethane, mostly out of the 2-handers, which when you're following a pair where people have used urethane, it's quite different than when you follow a pair where people have used reactive. That's just another variable that's in there. But I have seen quite a bit of urethane go down the lane on all 3 patterns.
And I would also say that when the females transition to the guys' lanes because of the rev rate difference, generally speaking, the lanes are just different because they may blow up the front part of the lane, and where you're playing now, there's no oil. Now you're having to move away from it, but the game goes by so quickly.
Yes.
By the time you actually commit to what you're doing is not right, then trying to plan B of figuring out what to do, it's frame 7.
Yes, right.
Know?
And it is hard to follow the guys. I mean, even when I bowl in league, or I'm bowling in a tournament, whether it's, you know, it's an open tournament and you're bowling.
Oh, yeah.
The pairs, when I followed a men's pair compared to a women's pair, first of all, I don't think my spot is as defined as you said. And second of all, it's way different, usually in the front part of the lane. You're right. Very good. That's a great tip to everybody out there, too. You know, when you are bowling a tournament where there might be a mixture, right, of men and women, 2-handers, urethane, you may want to watch the next pair you're going to just a little bit to see.
If you can, yeah.
Right, if you can.
And I think it's important for no matter what age you are, just to be true to yourself of if you're throwing it good. You know, there's nothing worse than making adjustments off of bad shots.
Right.
But then thinking, wow, this lane is so different. Well, the people before you were, you know, U18 boys.
Right.
You know, they may not be playing 10.
Yep.
You know, but it's just never ending. There's always going to be a variable, you know. But like I said, the game goes by so quickly, and you blink, and the game's almost over, and then you're switching pairs again. You know, it's
Correct.
a vicious cycle. But what would be interesting to know, which there's no way to know, but if they did rotate within their divisions, the scores would be higher.
I think the scores would be different. I agree with that.
I would totally think the scores would be higher.
Yeah.
Probably for everybody. Maybe not, but that's, you know, outside looking in, I feel like it would be. But Leanne was saying, because we just asked her the question, you know, can't really do that here because, for instance, U18 boys is such a big division.
Yes.
They have plenty of lanes to cover. U12, they would be flipping back and forth.
Right,
you know?
between two pair. Right.
So, kind of do it this way. It's not broken, so nothing to fix. Is there anything on your docket coming up, bowling-wise?
On my docket?
Yeah.
I'm actually
Anything
considering.
local or-
Well, I'm going to try to. Whenever I'm in town, I am going to try to bowl the local North Texas USBC events because our association is fabulous.
Amazing.
But I'm actually thinking of going out and bowling the Golden Ladies tournament out in Vegas.
Oh, fun! When is that?
Is that
the end of March?
In
Okay.
March, yeah. And I unfortunately can't stay to bowl the senior queens because I'm doing the NCAA show. So, but at least I can get one of them in there. Yeah,
That'll be fun.
it is. I think I'm gonna go
And
hang
you
out.
haven't bowled it yet,
No,
right?
and I think I'm gonna go hang out with Linda Barnes and Kendra and Tish will be out there. It'll be good. It'll be a good week. I mean, I want
So
to
much
bowl.
fun.
I want to bowl well, but it's okay because I'm gonna have a good time.
Exactly. You know, going with the expectation
Yes.
of, you know, hopefully winning, right?
Right.
But
And I'm prepared, so you just go with it.
you just you play the cards you're dealt. I often remind myself of that. And I was chatting with one of the girls yesterday. The topic of goal setting, right? This is kind of along the same lines. You know, your goal when you sign up to bowl anything is to win. Like, that's just always the ultimate goal. You just want to be the winner. If that's not mathematically feasible at some point during the block, then you have to change your goal. Like, I think it's okay that you keep changing your goal based on the situation, because if I can't mathematically win,
Right.
my goal has to change. Okay, well, I
Right.
want to finish top 5. Okay, can't do that. Okay, well, I'm going to finish with 2 clean games.
Right.
Or whatever the thing is, you know, but you know, kind of going back to, you know, just always having that mindset of winning. I think your goal doesn't always have to be winning.
Right.
Because listen, there's how many people here that can't win this tournament mathematically, they just can't win. So your goal showing up today has to be different.
Right.
It just has to be different, or else you're just going to be going through the motions, kind of checked out, you know?
And that's one of the things
But-
that I do like about the SYC is even the overall, if you can't mathematically meet your goal of finishing in the overall like
Overall top.
scholarship, right? Each pattern is its own medal round.
Right.
So you truly can reset your goals, even if you medal, but you may not finish in the top however many, 15, whatever
Right.
it is, but you still medaled. You're actually meeting one of your goals.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And now know that if you did this, maybe the first 2 days, it would have gotten you to the other goal. So I do like that where each day is kind of like a reset.
Right. Each round, for that matter.
Each round is a reset. And you can reevaluate, like you said.
And even from practice day to the first shot of the round one, we know this. It happens all the time. The lanes just play differently.
Yes.
Oil's not sitting as long. You got less people on the pair. There's spare balls going down the lane, amongst other factors. But just to be open-minded that, hey, I don't always have to use this ball on this pattern and play it here because that's what worked yesterday.
But that goes back to something you said, and I repeat a lot too when I give lessons or clinics. I do. I love the idea of always being very open-minded, and you talk a lot about that. You can't shut your mind down, and just because your one game plan didn't work, the day is lost. You really have to be open-minded, and it's one of those things where you have to be realistic with yourself. The first 2 games may not have gone well. What could I have done different? You could look at that real quick. You're not going to change a lot in the middle of a block, but you could say, okay, you know what? Something like you just mentioned. My next 3 games, I'm going to truly focus on taking my time when shooting a spare, and I want to fill frames.
Yeah.
And because the first 2 games, I didn't fill frames.
Right.
This is what I feel. If I do this, it's truly going to help me meet one of those goals or move me up the ladder.
Oh, yeah.
And I think sometimes it's...
And they need to be tangible.
I hate to say stay in the moment, because you want them to stay in the moment, but you can't get fixated on something you can't change.
Right.
And 100%. One bad game is not ending your bowling career.
Right.
Like one bad game here is it. Yes, I know.
We've been there.
You're upset.
It's very devastating.
It is not the end. I can guarantee you. I could bet money on it. It is not the end of your bowling career.
Right.
So putting that where it belongs, and no, you know what? Game 1's over. I can't change my 160, but I surely can change things game 2.
Yeah.
I can change that. And I think I like that idea of, and you tapped on that, is, being open-minded, kind of paying attention to what you can control.
Oh, yeah.
And not the uncontrollable.
Bowling is just about being aware of what's going on. Literally, if it's something physical that's within you that you can maybe change during the block, then go for it. But maybe it's a ball change. Maybe what you're seeing is not what the lane's asking you to do. It could be alignments. There's so many things.
Correct.
But if you're just kind of lost in la-la land and not aware of what's in front of you, it's really hard to make educated, committed decisions. Because like I said, before you know it, the game's over.
Right.
And then it's game 3. And like I said, with only 5 game blocks, it's kind of a sprint at some point. It's a sprint.
Peyton, I thought he bowled pretty good yesterday. Peyton Bray. I have to double check scores. I really do have to.
Yeah, Leanne walked by. I was going to stop her, but she seemed like she was on a mission.
That's what I was thinking.
Like, we're not stopping her because she's got somewhere to be.
Yeah. Daniel Young, one of our lone lefties down here. And as I say that, I think, nope, he's
not sure, yeah.
I thought he bowled well yesterday, but I'm...
Tough missing those single pin spares.
Yeah. And there, when the lanes are tough, that's the other thing. When the lanes are tough, your focus should be on, let me just fill frames until I find the double or the triple here or there. And according to what everyone was telling me yesterday when they got done, they thought they were a little tougher than what they had practiced on. They felt a little more difficult. But of course, it's competition, nerves, trying very hard. But there were a few dashes up there. And and if you can
unnecessary.
Yes, the single pins, like you just said, the single pins or a 4-7, 6-10. You're not saying you're shooting at the bucket.
More.
Right. Correct. They do sting.
Because when you do catch that double and then you miss the 9 out,
right,
you're back to square one.
Here's one you need to talk about, and I see this more out of the younger group. You have a triple.
Sure.
You split. They get 7-1. They don't get the wood. They lose pins.
You lose 2 pins right there. It's.
And I don't think.
Listen,
that registers sometimes.
Bill O'Neill's a perfect example. It just happened to him, and it's not
Bill.
to say he was meaning to do that whatsoever.
Could you do that twice if you tried?
Absolutely not.
Come on, right? No way.
There's no way. And there's no way in that moment to think, seriously, I should have just gotten 3 to know that at the end that would have been the difference.
Right.
Which, we've all been in those shoes before. When you look back, a fill ball count on a split, etc. But it's very situational too, because listen, if I got a triple split, but I need to make the split to maybe beat somebody or whatever the situation may be, that may be
That's
why
a different
you missed
story.
count.
Correct.
You're trying to pick it up.
Right.
But even then.
Yeah. Well, like early on in a game, I guess my head is always get count because I just don't know what's going to happen at the end. Like I would, more than likely, you're not going to make the Greek church every time.
Yeah.
Right?
Did you see my video? I didn't. I wasn't even close.
But you get 3.
Yeah, you get 3, not 2. That's a tough one.
Oh, here we got some strikes going. Our local
5
here,
and
William
6
Jewell,
has
on
been
a triple. A good pair?
A pretty good pair. Now, we've only seen the U18 guys.
Okay.
I don't know who rotates here after them. I'm guessing the girls
I think
at some
the girls
point.
might be coming down here, yes.
But overall, it's been a pretty decent pair. Now, does Will bowl in the center?
No, well, he can practice. He practices here in Watauga, but he bowls at a Forum.
Forum, okay.
So right here in South Fort Worth, yep.
Right in the middle there.
Right in the middle. So everybody's watching us, but I'm going to take a selfie of Steph and I on the live stream. Maybe.
Because pick or didn't happen, right? That's what they say.
I swear.
Take a picture or it didn't happen.
Or go to Facebook, because everything out there
is fact.
Jeez. If you need to know anything going on in the real world.
I need to stop clicking things on Facebook because then
it
all
comes
the
right
crap
on.
just starts popping up.
Terrible.
And it's like, I didn't really want to see that, or I stopped, and then it knows you're looking at it for 10 seconds or whatever.
I am going to, well, okay, so this, we're kind of not getting away, we're kind of getting away from bowling here for a second, but.
It's entertaining.
Everybody's talking about this AI, right? I haven't really messed with it very much yet, just kind of, I'm going to probably do a little bit of it this week because I have some time, but I do think it's kind of spooky that I'm in my house, just in the kitchen talking to my mother about getting I want to get window treatments or new blinds, the automatic blinds and whatever. And we're just chatting away about it, right? Just kind of talking.
And then the ad pops up.
I go and I open up my phone, and let's say I go onto Instagram, and the very first ad is for blinds. Does that happen to you? Or
of course.
They're listening.
Listen.
Wait, I have to tell you this too. Wait.
Winning lottery numbers. Winning lottery numbers. If I get them, I'll let you know.
Alyssa swears that, there are, birds, like pigeons and all that are listening. You know, they did it. They did research about birds being placed around the United States and I looked at her. I said, "You're kidding me, right?" She goes, "Mom, I'm telling you,
Facebook
I'm
told
not
me it's
putting
real.
anything past what could be. It could be an A. You know, they could implant it with the
Could be
chip.
in the trees.
It could be trees. So of course, now every time I see a pigeon, I take a picture and I go, "Is he speaking to me?" Of course, at this point,
I don't know
Steph,
that
I
I've
think anything's
actually
possible.
thought of it in that
I went
type of-
animals. I don't know about that.
when I see birds, I'm just worried about them not pooping on me.
I personally,
So I'm not worried about them listening to me.
now has a bird. I got to tell you, now a bird has pooped on me.
Oh,
I was walking
Was that
once
good luck?
on the shoulder. They say it's good luck.
oh, well.
I don't remember. It was a long time ago, but it did. It did on my shoulder. But I'm not a bird fan. I don't know why, but I think that I don't know why, but I think this is why.
You were traumatized?
No, not so much traumatized. Going down the shore in New Jersey, we'd be on the beach, and the seagulls were always trying to get your food.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Or
Yeah,
if you
so they're just
eat
all up
chips and
right next to you,
I couldn't
on you.
stand it. It was, oh my God, I just couldn't stand it. And
Well,
I
I
never
wouldn't
sat near the garbage cans. I never did anything. And I'm like,
Yeah.
why are the gulls attacking?
Why do they want my tater tots?
Oh my
Jesus.
God.
Well, I don't think all birds are created equal. I'm not saying I'm a fan of them, but if I was attacked by one, of course, I'd be fearful. But I'm not sure that I'm sorry, Alyssa. I don't know if they're listening to us, but I do know that they know where we are at all times. That's why I'm like, lottery number.
That's true. That's a good one. I got to remember that.
Or, talking about Target ads or
It's crazy.
whatever store. And then it's boom.
Yep. So somebody's listening.
Yeah.
And her name is Siri.
You know what's creepy? So we have an Alexa Echo.
Oh, yeah.
So it dings whenever the package gets delivered or whatever. So we'll just ask it random questions. It knows our voices, so she'll reply, Stephanie. Da 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 da. My mom will ask a question, Nancy. Like
Strange, isn't it? Because
and we've never set up the voice thing or
See?
whatever that is. It
They
may not even
know.
be a thing. They just know. So
Crazy.
there's that. But
Now here's
it's the
something.
world we live in.
It is. Here's something unique. Let's take a look here at William Jacobs. He's got a glove on both hands. Right here on
Where are we
lane
at?
4.
Oh,
to
lane
shoot
4.
his spare.
Oh, right here.
But he's wearing a glove on both hands. We'll have to check back with him to find out why he opted for that.
Brady does the same thing.
Yes, Brady does do the same thing.
I would venture to say it has to be a gripping thing, which would make sense because the glove
Especially
is
if you
on there.
sweat too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
And again, going back to what we said earlier, that everybody can do it their way.
Sure.
Whatever feels good to you, unless it's something that obviously is hindering you to be fixed. But you watch all these different players, and
It's amazing, isn't it?
They have their own little thing,
Ooh, Aaron missing the spare after a 5-bagger. Did he have a 5-bagger?
Oh yeah, that is exactly what we're talking about.
But going
in
back
the 9th frame.
Yeah, going back to the question that was asked now, there are a lot more of the U18 boys are using plastic to shoot spares. And for a while there, they were just using their urethane balls. So
Right, or their reactive balls.
Or the
and just trying
reactive balls,
to
right.
flatten their wrist or...
So I don't know if they see just such built-in friction
Right.
on all of the patterns that they've opted for plastic, but that ball there definitely hooked by that 9-pin.
I've always been a big fan of spare balls. I've had one my entire life. But the way I tell people that question them, I guess you'd say, is like, listen, I'm taking the pattern out of play.
Me too.
My ball will go where I throw it, for the most part. If I miss my spare, that's pretty much comes back to me.
Right.
With me missing my mark or
Great
that.
analogy.
So it's just something I've always personally done, and I don't think it's the only way. I do know that a lot of people can shoot their spares with reactive, and it's one less ball in their bag that they have to bring somewhere. But that 1-2 spares you miss, where maybe you wouldn't have with a spare ball, not a guarantee, but maybe, makes a difference.
Yes.
20 pins, if you call it 10 pins a spare, but
correct.
Around 20 pins.
Yep, I agree with that. I meant to talk about Xavier when he was on 1 and 2. He's on 7 and 8 now. He's on lane 7. Gets out of the ball so clean. I love his game. I like a lot of the games out here, but I've watched him bowl quite some time. Has a nice game, as I just took him right into that, the 2-8 miss after a triple. Those are the big ones. Those are the ones that they sting.
Because then it's almost like your psyche tells you need to double again to make up for it.
Right.
And then you're clenching, you're trying,
right.
You're subconsciously, I think, trying harder than you need to.
Right. And if the lanes are tough, it's not that you probably didn't strike enough. You probably had that 1 or 2 opens or 3 or 4 opens that say, you know what? If I make 2 of the 4, that's another 20 pins, or so.
Oh, yeah. Especially on the string of strikes,
Correct. Yeah.
When you look back in your standings and you're 30 out of first, a medal, it's spare shooting. It's 100%. Do we find scores yet?
No, but I think I may leave you and go try to find it so we can kind of see what's leading or not. That's probably what I'll do.
I think we're gonna.
We're gonna get off here for a little bit, maybe, and then come back with scores.
Well, we're gonna find Gary, but I don't know how to turn the screen back on. We'll be right back. So we'll just be right back.
We will be back.
Oh, right here.
We'll be back.
Right. Wait, booth only. We're gonna try and figure this out. Which one would you pick?
I would pick.
For be right back. That's the main. I don't know.
Go here. Mike.
Of this?
Yeah, Mike.
We don't want to mess anything up, so for those of you watching.
Or I can simply just move everything down. Oh, dear. What'd you do? Oh, dear. I don't know what she's doing.
We made the screen really small.
I'll go get Gary. This was fun.
We will be right back.
Bye. That was good.
I think, yep.
We back. And waiting for the players to get from the high end to the low end, but we do have a group right here in front of us on lanes 5 and 6. Elijah getting up on lane number 5, and Corbin Bush on lane 6 currently. Little Brooklyn will take it. Little double for Elijah. Caden working on the front 3, getting up on lane 5. And Evan on lane number 6. Caden spares it up. 3-bagger, 8 spare to start his game. Anthony Hornick getting up here, lane number 5. Working on also the front 3. So, nice little start to his game. Dead flush. Starting with the front 4. Nicholas gets him to go. Got a big delay in all the action with the kids making their way from the late high 50s, heading on down to 1, 2, 3, and 4, but looks like they're making their way. Corbin gets him to go. All right, what do we got? Evan trying to make this spare on lane 5, and Anthony Hornick getting up with the front 4. Just stops his hand. Gets him to go. Front 5. It's the biggest string we've seen on our live stream here in 2 days for Mr. Hornick right here. Now this is their last game. So game 15 of the event. 6 on a pair, 2 pairs, and I haven't seen a 5-bagger until Anthony's. Nick's in with a double. Good job there. Nick Sachs. game number 15 of the weekend and game 5 of the round, which is the last game of the round and the tournament. Total pins will win. The overall champions will be crowned shortly after we're done. Anthony on the front 5, on lane 5. It's off. It's strike. 6 in a row. He does not look overly excited. Ho hum. Gavin Robertson, lane number 3. T. Reich. Mr. Jake Sullivan on lane 4. Just had a conversation while I was out with Adam from Platinum Ford, one of the partners there. And Adam was saying, man, this is really fun to be here at this youth event. He sponsored a lot of adult events in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Platinum Ford. And this is the first one doing big youth kind of push like this. And seeing the new jerseys for the weekend. See a lot of Platinum Ford logos on them. Pretty fun. Also doing a kind of learn to drive in a program. Storm and the SYC and Abby Starkey was walking by giving us her update. And she had 180 last game. She said they're really hard. I said, yep, I'm aware. All right, well, Caden missing his single pin, but still has a good game, going at 200 pace. Harrison Davis starting with strike bucket. Anthony Hornick with the front 7 now. think Harry Davis wanted to make that spare there. Gavin coming up light, same lane that they both start with a strike on the left lane. They both hit light on the right lane. The bucket and the 245 for Harry and also Gavin. So would tell me the right lane's a bit tighter than lane 3. Spared it. All right, Cy making the spare over there. See if Anthony can keep his string going. He's working on the front 7. It's off. It's a flush. And it's the front 8. Enjoying his last day or last game of the tournament with the front 8. Joseph. He liked it off his hands, and he cannot believe he left the 3, 4, 6, 7. And gets one of them. The old 6-1 frame. Jeez, Hornet gets it to go. 9. Just through pins everywhere. The front 9 on display here for Anthony. Elijah getting up here in the 10th frame on the lane 5. Drifts high. No double. Going to be in the 190s. Corbin's going to be in the 180s. And our friends on 3 and 4 are halfway, approaching the halfway mark here. Down on 1 and 2, we got some of the U18 players. I know Abigail Starkey was hovering around first place. She made the turn. She's on that pair. She has strike spare to start. And Malia Briggs has the front 3 down there. So good for Malia. Harry Davis moved right. Thinking ball change. Maybe got it a little further right than he wanted to. And not on today's pattern. Evan saving his best for last on lane 6, 10th frame. Shreds the rack. Cannot get the 7 to go, sadly, because it was a very good shot. Braxton with the front 4 over on lanes 3 and 4. Smacked the 10 right out of there. He's having a good go of it, his final game of competition. Gavin rolls it sweet. He certainly does. Well, the time has come for Mr. Anthony Hornick. Working on the front 9, we have not seen anywhere near the front 9 this weekend here. So quite a feat in and of itself. He steps up for first ball in the 10th, lane 5. It's off. Looks pretty good. 4-9. All right. It's a good 4 9s on the front 9. So Joseph gets them to go. Harry Davis does not get the 7 to go. Anthony finishing strong. Braxton in with the front 5. We got our string going. Right after Mr. Hornick's front 9, 4-9. Tough breaks and that. Braxton's got the front 5. Side just misses. As clean game was going. Now he's got 115 in the 6, so it's still a good game going. First open. Malia Briggs over on lane 1 just struck. She has the front 5 now. And Abby has opened. She split in the 4th frame. For all the Abby fans out there. Member of Team USA, Abigail Starkey. Gonna go to Nebraska in a year or 2 when she goes to college. Braxton's off. Carries the 4-9. Front 6. Harrison could not get the 10 to go in lane 3. Abby has another split to try to convert on lane 2. shot by Amanda over there. Amanda's got a nice game through 6. She's clean with a double. So in the 200s, pacing that way. Gavin, excellent toss on lane 3. He is a 3-bagger. Malia. Briggs going for 6 in a row. Gets him to go. Front 6 for Malia. Joseph shreds the rack on 3. And Braxton going with the front 6 here. And gets him to go. Great shot. 7 in a row. Seen a lot of 4-9s today. Tight lines. People trying to trap the pocket. You can just get it a pinch left, and 4-9s have been plentiful. Aaliyah Briggs on lane 1. High splits. Had the front 6. Harry is confused by this pair. He'll take his Brooklyn and move on and try something different. But Harry's not enjoying this pair too much. Unlike his teammate there, Braxton, who has the front 7, getting up on lane 3. Oh, Braxton doesn't get the 7 to go. He has got the front 7 pin, hopefully spare. Nope. Stuck, missed it. Still a good game going. He's got 2:07 in the, after 8 frames. Gavin spares it up. Sai gets him to go. 153 after 8 with a strike up in the 9th. Joseph looking for a double. Hits a little flat. 10 pin. Will not get get the double this time. Jake's off and running. Little light. Bucket. Gavin Marks setting up Braxton right here, lane number 4. Powerful two-handed righty. Yes, gets the 7 to go that time. Yeah. Potential 267. All 3 in the 10th. Joseph striking on lane 3. Abby's making all the makeables. She just can't get them to go. Harrison spares it up. 182. Just didn't like that pair very much. Kind of fooled them out. Started with a strike, then went light, then kind of made some adjustments. Kind of got a little bit lost, grinded through 182. Braxton playing them really well. And strikes there. First one in the 10th. He's going to be in the 250s at least. Next one gets him in the 260s. Gavin, he's got a tremendous ball roll. Really rolls it nice. Gets the first hit in the 10th. Little score adjustment for Gavin's slow roller 10-pin that he just got out of the rack. $267 for Braxton, $199 for Gavin. Hey, that's going to do it for us, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Appreciate you watching the kids, and we'll see you next time.
This has been a live stream presentation of the 2024 SYC Texas. The 2024 SYC Texas would not be possible without the generous donations from our sponsors: Storm Bowling, Platinum Ford, Cool Wick, PBA Junior, KEGEL, Turbo 2-in-1 Grips, 3G Shoes, Ray's Eyewear, Ballard's Bowling Academy, Master Industries, Quality Respite and Home Care, and by T&D Transportation. Special thanks to the official scoring system of the Storm Youth Championships, Bowlmetrics. The preceding was produced exclusively by Storm Bowling. For more information on upcoming events and more, please visit stormbowling.com. Once again, thanks for watching.